actually take the photo. So I'm familiar with this because I take photos of the night sky, and taking a photo of a galaxy means you gotta leave the camera on for minutes. How long would it take for them to take a photo like this? Would the person have to stay very stable for a minute, for 30 seconds, for 5 minutes? What was on?
I think it would be a minute or perhaps minutes,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
You see those lovely photos where you see the
way
ghost
before my
blur
time.
of someone, but yeah.
It's because they
But-
smile. He said there's photos of people that are blurred, and I said, yeah, it's because they smiled.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in some photography studios, they had a clamp that would go in the back of your neck so you hold still. Very few portraits from that day have people smiling,
Nobody,
because when you have to stand still that long, you're no longer in a great mood.
But they were also warned to not smile.
Yeah.
Like a passport photo. Let's see, what more do we need to know about that? Anyway, so these negatives, this is what it looks like, the picture that we take. Oh, some of these negatives were in envelopes, and some of them had some scribbled something or another that we couldn't read, or was in some kind of a code that only meant something to Harry.
Signed
And
by
he
a
wasn't
doctor.
a...
Signed by a doctor.
Sort of like, well, it'd be some, a number, and it might be the number of the date, or it might be the number of prints that this family wanted, or something along that line. Only one of them that I saw had any intelligible markings on it, and that one said Bryson.
That's great.
There it is. So I printed this out like this and showed it to Elaine Gagnon, the mayor of Bryson, and he looked at it and said, oh, there's something wrong with that. I can't quite make out where that would be taken from. I had it backwards. So here it is. This is the old
County seat.
this is the old town hall that burned in, I think it's 1918. 1917. And then, according to William McDowell, the remaining stone was sold for $1 and they built a church in Campbell's Bay.
It's a Catholic one.
Yeah, that's still standing. So build something in stone. You got it for a while.
Yeah. Well, like Margaret said, good recycling.
And this is unusual because most of these negatives are portraits taken in the studio. For this, he had to haul that big camera up the hill, and the buildings don't move, so you don't have to have the clamp for them.
How many pounds?
Team of horses and the buggy.
Bryson.
You know how many pounds? Right.
Oh, his first camera was said to weigh around 40 pounds or so. It,
Which church was that, the other one up there?
excuse me?
Which church was the other one in the picture?
I don't know.
Right to your left of the picture.
Bryson.
All of those burnt down.
That's
in
the one
fire.
that's at the
Pretty-
top of
Pretty
the
sure
car.
Bryson just went down to the ground
Think.
at that point.
It burnt in the fire.
Okay.
Well, you don't think that little one's a little Anglican one that's up on the hill?
Up on the top of the hill?
No, well, this is looking down at the actual, the town right now. The current town hall would just be off to the left of where the office is, so I don't think any of those buildings exist anymore.
See, this was just before a big fire.
Yeah, but the original little Anglican church on the hill, it never burnt.
Yeah,
It's
that's
still
how
there.
it. Someone
It's
lives
somebody's
in
Well,
it.
it could be that one.
Somebody lives in it
Yeah,
now.
that's what it looks like because the chimney on the sign, you can see the remnants
Yeah.
of it in the church. It's at the top of Lucas, which goes straight down to the Catholic Church.
Uh-huh.
So what kind of throws you on that is that existence of that house to the right, which
Doesn't
doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So it's kind of iffy.
Here's another one that happens to have, happens to be on location.
Nobody can see.
I think this one is perhaps in Portage, or it may be Bryson again. I'm not.
Oh, that's,
Oh, that does look like,
that's at the
it's
top
a
of the.
Bryson house, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. That one still exists, the Vanessa Dashner, the DG.
Is that not the one right at the bridge going onto the
Yeah,
island?
yeah.
No, well, maybe, maybe it is.
Could be, yeah.
The stonework in the
But
front
the
is
stone
already
fence
off.
isn't there anymore, but it looks like the house.
Yeah.
Doctor, somebody
Yeah,
else,
yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
has.
And Alain Gagnon lives there now, the mayor.
Oh, yeah, okay. I didn't show him this picture, I didn't have. Yeah. And this one actually has come into this collection by mistake. This one is scanned from a photograph, so this is not one of our glass plate names. Here's another one. When we came to this one, we said, okay, stop the presses. This is special. Because again, not only is it a location picture, but you've got 9 people or so, 8 dogs
Try to keep a dog stable
in
for 5
boats
minutes.
on the water, and you can still see it perfectly clearly.
Wow.
So that's,
Only one dog moved.
yeah, that struck us we knew this is a eureka thing, so we had t-shirts made. And you can still see everybody's face, and you can tell that the dog moved when it's printed on a t-shirt. So, that's so many steps removed from, now where he was with his camera, I don't know. How he got the water to be still, in the biblical days, they could do that sort of thing, but in, I don't know how it happened. Anyway, that one,
You can see the ripples from the paddle.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if you knew these people, you could tell who's who.
Right.
That's part of this presentation, is we're hoping that somebody will say, oh, that's my great-great-grandfather, or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes you have a picture in your living room on the wall, you
Yeah.
go, wow, it's the same guy.
For instance,
Need a mill, can you pull your screen ahead, like the whole thing? Cause with you standing on your computer, nobody can see anything.
That's better.
now we still got it lined up.
That's okay, yeah.
That's good, it's good.
Okay. There, can everybody see
We
me?
got half a picture.
Hmm?
We got half a picture.
No, that's pretty much the whole picture.
No, but
No, but
we'll have to
can't
shoot
see.
you or move the thing.
maybe over there. Yeah, your chair. What if
So
you
then
were
we'll
here?
block somebody else off.
If you were here?
What if we move the screen that way?
Oh, then you know.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we just moved that.
Oh, what?
Do you want to use this? I have a little, you can move the slides forward. You just plug it in, you can just click here, do it here.
Turn the projector.
That's the Mr. Rogers too short.
No, not really.
Okay, no worries, set it up.
There we go, now you can stand in
Well,
behind
now
it.
our parallax is off though.
Wow.
Which is one of the problems when we're photographing these slides. In my place, I put them on I have a panel light that's designed for podcasters, and I put the negative on there, and then take a picture of it. But you have to be exactly perpendicular to it, and not slanted or sloped or anything like that. So it's kind of painstaking process, but it's like panning for gold, because this one is
Did
I think
something
that's 3
spill?
generations.
Did something spill on his lap?
That is, the emulsion is coming loose,
Okay. Off of the
and
plate.
you'll see it off to the right there along the edge there.
Mm-hmm.
There were several of them a bunch of them actually, most of them, around the edges, the emulsion is bubbling loose from the glass. So when we took them, I would always leave some of that on there, but then in the processing, sort of trim it down, because for scientific archiving sake, you want to see it as it is. That's part of the total thing. But then, for looking at the picture, you can trim it down to where it's, in most cases, the essential image is still stuck, but around the edges, there'll be that crinkling effect. Some of them are more so than that. See, this is one that was broken, and I taped it back together and didn't get it quite taped properly, as you can see. But there are 3 women who see, this one is badly damaged. That's why I considered for a while to bring one of the negatives to show, and I thought, no, they're just too delicate. You have to handle them without touching the surface, and be very careful even pulling them out of the package and putting them back in, because the emulsion can just all of a sudden come off, and then you don't have a picture anymore. You've got a piece of glass. Here's another one, extensive damage there, but you still have, most of the people are still visible. Now, whose grandparents are these? Because I think that's what it would be, like maybe that somebody in this room may be kin to these people. See that's the negative. So that's what I see when I'm taking the picture. That's what I see, and it's so bright in my eyes that it's hard to look at it. So I just hope I've got it parallaxed and hit the button without moving it, and then you get this.
With a little smile.
Yeah, isn't that?
Yeah.
And a little hairdo there. That's pretty cute. This one we've dubbed Dapper Young Man. He's
That picture somewhere in the book.
he's got the suit. He's got the attitude.
Works a bit like Paul Newman, doesn't he?
Yeah. I really like to know who this fellow is.
Included in the equity.
And these would have been anywhere from 1890 to probably 1920, 30 is his peak period of time?
maybe up to the 30s, yeah.
Who was the fellow in the picture?
Hmm?
Who was the fellow in the photo?
They don't know. That's why
I
they
was hoping
named
you'd
him.
know. See, none, I have no family around here.
No, no.
I arrived in '73, and the only family I have anywhere near here is in Quebec. I mean, in Montreal.
Where would these have been taken? Did he have a studio that?
Yes.
On King Street.
Yeah, right across the
Yeah,
street.
on King
So
Street.
he would have these chairs
fancy.
and stuff, like
Yes.
that background?
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. He painted his backgrounds. He also formulated and organized the town band,
Mhm.
and he also organized a theatrical group.
He was pretty much in everything in town.
Yeah,
And
kind of a Renaissance man.
Well, it wasn't too hard to do. It was a small town.
Bigger
Yeah.
then than now, though.
No competition for, for Renaissance man. The position is open.
Did he start out with honeybees or
So there's that lady we saw a few minutes ago in negative. Here's one that, of course, it has the. It's
In her book, does Helen say where her grandfather learned his trade? Like, did he apprentice at another photography studio before coming here?
apparently yes. He was a bit of a man of mystery though. So in her book she says that I think he came from Allemont before he came here, and he was working with a photographer there.
Mhm.
But have you ever seen the movie The Music Man? This guy breezes in, he's a traveling salesman, and he breezes into town and organizes the town band and gets them to buy uniforms and instruments and all of that. And he doesn't know anything about it, but somehow just by pulling it together, it works. That's, and the next thing they're
But
parading down the street.
he obviously learned his trade from somebody. Like,
Yeah, I was thinking more about the town band.
oh, well,
Would most of these people be from, like, would there be a lot of people who wouldn't have been able to afford to go and have their portraits done, or was it really
Most
common
peop-
for all
oh
families
no,
to do
it's
Most-
that?
very expensive.
Most people would not be able to
No.
afford it.
That's what I was
It's very
thinking,
expensive.
okay.
And that's why it was special occasions, like your wedding, your,
Yeah, so a few shots back, take a good look at this fellow. Far back do I have to go now? Oops, I passed. There, same fellow, right? So that's one of the few pictures, that's one of the few faces that shows up more than once. In the ones, in the negatives that we processed so far. Because there are hundreds of them, and we've done dozens.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is an ongoing process. It's gonna be a while before it's completed. But you're in on the ground floor here, folks. Or next to it, first elevation.
Well, that must
There's a mustache.
Uh-huh. Again, the loose emulsion around the edges, the essential image is right there.
mhm.
Nice picture.
Blink, blink.
Oh, what's the book?
Mhm. Robert, what is the book? Can you tell?
Excuse me?
What book is he holding?
It'd be amazing if you could hold it steady that long to get that cover. Yeah.
No, I can't read says, oh, here's another take of it.
Eh?
On this one, I cut the top of her head off.
Her hair was too big, eh?
Did you do that on purpose?
But it's, so in that case, I went back and did it again.
Mhm.
This time I cut off some of their feet, but,
Well, that's fine.
so we have both of them, now we've got the whole picture. And if I really get fancy with Photoshop, I could put them together and have the whole picture. But,
I'd guess it was a songbook,
Yeah.
Yes,
because it doesn't look like a Bible, and why else would they be looking at it together?
Yeah, I agree with you, Venetia. Mhm.
well, a songbook is a good guess,
Mhm.
because it was in Harry's studio. He probably said, here, hold this book.
Yep.
Oh, what's this?
Aw, Dad.
That's
Yeah. That's, this picture will show up later on because toward the end, I'm gonna show you ones that have been fully processed that we've done some more work on. But
Did you notice the Masonic Lodge thing? hanging
Mhm.
over
So I just
there?
asked
Uh-huh.
Laura,
That is
that's what that is?
there are more
No,
Easter
I
eggs
think
of
so.
that nature coming up.
Maybe they're older like that.
Yeah.
This is, I took this one and, see, this is the way they sort of come out. You see that the light that is a little bit yellowy, or my camera puts that yellow thing. So when I ship them off to a place online that reverses the negative, you get a blueness
Mhm.
around the side. Then later on, I extracted all the color from it, but I kept this one because I like little blue. The blue lightning, with energy waves around her.
She appears to be levitating.
This is rather tedious, so you get to trip out a little bit as you watch. In addition to the fact that we're going back about 100 years in time. And I've never seen prints of any of these pictures before, so there's a chance that these pictures haven't been seen for 100 years. And if it weren't for a certain Snoopy guy, they would have been demolished with the house.
Chris and Jeannie didn't hear that part of the story. You should tell them about how you found or how they found the plates.
They found us. Well, the certain members of the Imison family are a bit of hoarders. So these things were around, and I was friends of a friend of them, and he told me that they existed, and but that the family was not interested in anybody else seeing them or thinking about them. So the fellow who was tearing down the house, that these were stashed up in the attic in between the rafters, and he's going through there figuring out what do I have to take down first, and he said, I have to save these, so he dropped them off at the museum, where we didn't know what to do with them for a while, but eventually we figured out. Just this last summer, we started in earnest to begin this process.
No names on them?
Only that the envelope that had the picture of Bryson There were some other scribblings, but it was like some kind of a code, and for him to know, how many prints to make or whatever.
That might be Dorothy,
Dorothy who?
Harry's daughter. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Looks just like her daughter. Everybody, she lives in Ottawa.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Then see,
1 point for Chris Judd. He's in the lead at this point.
You should take a picture.
I can send you a picture if you want, or if you want to put me in contact with her.
I'll send it to her granddaughter, his granddaughter.
So this is the negative of the one you saw two photos back. And again, the emulsion is coming loose around the edges. I was just looking at one this morning, and the emulsion right in the middle was loose. So. I don't think Big Sis was in the best mood that day. I get the feeling that she spends a lot of time being Mom Junior to her
Oh, yes.
sisters, and so she's, I
Well, like I
really,
said, they were warned not to smile. They were.
She's angry though.
I don't think she had any trouble turning her out of spite. That to me, she's the only one I look at in this picture. I don't care. She's the one who's got the attitude that comes through.
It's a brooding look.
Yeah, yeah.